We're live.
Hello everyone,
We're about to start.
we are about to start.
Hold on.
Thank you for showing us, and if anyone is here, good morning to all. This is going to be a start of how to start drawing. It's just a simple drawing morning.
Marvin se conectó.
So let's start. This is how we start a morning drawing. So we're live, so maybe we can face some difficulties, but thank God.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Thank God we're here. So we're gonna give like 1 minute for people just to start coming. This is going to be in English because this is going to promote something for Indiegogo. And let us know if you can hear us, if you can see us. I think Brandon from Brainy Pixel is actually writing and saying that he cannot see us. Okay,
But people can.
all the people is, if you're joining here, if you're here, let us know if you can hear us. This is going to be a 30 minutes live stream, so let us know if you can hear us. Just put fire in the chat and we were going to watching it.
Sí, se oye and they can hear me too.
Well, I'm not alone here. Here's Ernesto, my business partner. So we are Mercyways, and welcome to our studio. We are practically doing a day job. Live stream is just, I usually start drawing this morning, and one of the things that we're trying to do is we're trying to teach you how to start every drawing morning. And can you send an invite from Brandon? I think he's requesting one.
Hold on.
Thank you, Ernesto. Well, let's just start because we have Jairo, we have Marvin, we have El Guerrero here, and thank you for showing up. But how this is going to work? Think this is just one morning when you start to drawing and you have to do something and you have no idea how to start. Well, this is going to be like the steps of how I start to draw, to do something. We're going to start sketching. This live stream is about sketching, and if you cannot be there, we're going to record this and going to leave it in our feed. But how to start sketching? First, you need to warm up, and we're going to warm by 5 minutes, and every morning you need to start warming. I call it warm sketch. It can take you from 5 minutes to 20 minutes. I hope you cannot do a warming sketch more than 20 minutes because you're putting too much effort and too much time in just something to warm. Warm sketch can happen in any media you want. What you need to work is how your hand is working and how your hand is just cold from night when you are not drawing. So, for warming, I'm just going to start with a head. I usually do head for warming. It helps me to actually just lose all that rustiness from not being drawing for 8 hours while I was sleeping. If you sleep less, you still need to warm. But you need to just warm up. It's just, don't be afraid of making mistakes in this because this is not a final drawing. It's just to actually warm up. And you don't even need to know what you're drawing. You just warm up. It's just some sketch to warming. And maybe you're going to have a good results, or maybe you're going to have some like nothing. It's just a random person that you are drawing. So and this is just to actually help me to warm up. It's just I'm just trying to establish in here some background, or maybe could that, if you see this, the repetition or the looseness is gonna help me to actually not get rusty into my drawing. Well, it doesn't need to be someone, because I have no idea who this person is. It's just to warm up. It's just to let my connection with my mind and my brain wake up. Another stuff you need is coffee. If you don't drink coffee, you need to start drinking coffee from now on. I'm just kidding, but coffee is good for you. Just not in too many. Just don't drink too many coffee. Just put drink coffee. Okay, so this was just something to warm up. This is my stuff. And yes, like Brandon said in the chat, if you have any question about drawing, just go ahead and just ask, and we're going to try to answer it. This is going to be a two-part stream. This is going to be one right now, when we're going to start sketching one piece, and then we're going to finish that piece tonight. And this is also a sample of something you can actually have for Indiegogo. We are launching right now an Indiegogo campaign, and one of the perks you can have like a free, not free, but one of the perks or rewards is you can be part of a comic class that we're going to teach from Mercy Waves and Brainy Pixels. So one of the things that we're trying to actually work is we're trying to make you interested and be part of this. Okay, the sketch that we're going to do, first we need to know what we're going to do. We are going to sketch a David piece, and one of the most frequently asked questions that I receive is, what tools do you use? Well, I don't use expensive tools. I use the tools that I think works better for me. One of the things you have to try to go work is trying to know your tool. For example, this is just an old pencil that is have like a blue line that can and help me to sketch and help me to actually remove all that line in Photoshop. One other thing, like you were seeing in the warm-up, is I sketch a lot in ball pen. And what it means, it means that the ball pen is going to help you to not lose your frameness of the drawing. Because every time you draw and you have the faculty of erase, you're trying to not make mistakes. And sometimes the mistakes, it can happen while you're drawing. But you're going to have a better line and a more secure line if you're trying to sketch with a ball pen. And here we have a sample how you can sketch in a ball pen. This was a quick sketch that we do in a live, in one live test. And this is all made in one ball pen, 15 minutes top. And if you see, it's really loose. But it gained too much with that looseness. It gained too much when you are working with that. So, and then you can press or not press too much, and you can gain some quality of line. So, one of the advice that I can give it to you is start sketching with ball pen. Start sketching with something else than just a pencil, and start helping with that. Is going to make you a more secure artist, because you're going to actually do what to do when you get mistakes, or maybe you're not going to care to make mistakes. The other question that there's some people ask me is about pages. How do you start sketching? Well, one of the things that I start sketching is have a plain paper. This is not expensive paper. This is just photocopied paper. It's just really thin. It's just bond. And other stuff that you have to understand what kind of medium are you working at. For example, you're going to do a vertical piece, you're going to do an horizontal piece, how your piece is going to work, because that is going to define what you're going to do. For example, if you're going to start sketching, one thing that I do is these small layouts. And when I do small layouts, I say, okay, this piece is going to be vertical, and I have to choose and understand that. And this is my working place, my working space, and all the things that are going to work is in there. I don't know if that happens to you, then you start drawing, and then the paper is just, it just ends, and half of your drawing is not even fitting your page anymore. And one thing you have to do is understand your format is going to be vertical, it's going to be horizontal, it's going to be other, circle or whatever you're using, and trying to understand that. Then to understand what is the idea of the piece you're going to work. For example, this is going to be a piece of David inspired by the Uncle Sam, the We Want You for US Army piece, and this is something David saying, we need your help. And we just have that in mind. It doesn't mean it has to be a full copy of that. But the concept or the idea is we want a piece of David asking for help for Indiegogo. So what I'm going to do is just, I have a reference, and then I'm going to start sketching how that piece could work in David's form. And if that is going to work for the character, I mean, David and Uncle Sam are not the same person, and the personality is completely different. And what is the position, and how this is going to work with the format that I already have. Because I know how free space I need to have from up, I need how much space I need to have for each side if I have all the stuff, or maybe how I'm going to start to changing. And I cannot, this is just for make mistakes, and make mistake while you're sketching. Sketching is just that part. It's just make mistakes and see what is the best way your drawing is going to look. And you can assemble your piece here. You can have like, and then you start building. You just start working in this. Try to remember what is the cloth of your character. One advice, if you're going to do a character that actually is going to be drawn too much, don't do that kind of outfit that it require you too much detail, because you're going to draw it over and over and over. And for the 10th, when you have 10 draw of that, you don't want to draw that character anymore. So you're gonna kill it in your story, or let somebody else kill him. Well, this is just the first idea. What happened if I have some other ideas? So I just do another layout here, and maybe let's see how this is working from the other side. Maybe we can see David. Not in front, and maybe this side way. This is something you have to do quick. You don't need to take too much time in this, because you're going to spend too much time in the final drawing. So if you take too much time drawing in the sketch, you're going to require the double amount of time to finish one piece. So this is just to put the ideas out of your head and see what is the best idea that you can work with. You see how the proportion is going to work, and just making layouts. And sometimes when you find one idea that you like the most, you can add some time. It's just start to add in some other details, just like, oh, what is the expression is going to look in that face? Maybe it's just a smile here. So we have, you see in 10 minutes, we have 2 ideas that maybe we can explore. Let's go and explore another one. Well, one thing that is going to happen is going to be like a lot of noise in the background, so just ignore it. If you live in El Salvador, this happens every time. Don't worry. Or maybe it can be a more friendly piece.
You can hear La Papa in the background.
Yeah, I know. It's happened. That means our city is alive, so. It doesn't mean you have to draw this character just like every detail. It's just something to put some stuff. You can add, just like that, I can just put 2 dots in the eyes, but I know the eyes go there, and it doesn't mean that I have to draw the entire eye or make all the details and stuff. This is just something to put the ideas down. You can work like perspective or something. You can have like, oh, this is could be more dramatic if I put the camera on top and try to capture an idea of David looking up and asking for help. He's a great man of faith, so that is when his help comes. And other stuff is, people ask me, how many pieces of this do you do for pages? Or how many pieces of this do you use for each drawing? Well, depends. Sometimes the first one is all that I need because I have like a clear idea on my mind of what I want to do. And sometimes I can spend like 1 hour sketching stuff because I'm not pretty sure about the piece that I'm trying to do, or maybe it's not working the time that I do. And also because I try to spend too much time in this, because I'm going to show you the original format what we work in the Chronicles of A. David comics. We work in an A3 format. It's almost like 11, 18 inches. So we work in big. So if we're working in big, we trying to not make mistake here. Because making mistake in here is going to be more complicated, it's going to take a lot of time. So I rather make mistake here than in the final format. Maybe add some, other thing is just do something completely different, just to see how that works. It's just, we can have like a David stuff. Step in a hill. And maybe he's just looking at you directly and say, I need your help. Do you have any question? you can see we spent like 10 minutes sketching. We have like 4 ideas, and we can see, okay, this is a better idea of what I'm looking for. It can be the first one, it can be the second one, or maybe the 10th. No matter how many ideas or how many times you have to sketch some ideas.
Yeah, Brandon is asking how many hours a day you draw.
Well, I draw a lot of hours. I start drawing maybe 8 or maybe 7:30, maybe that's the earliest that I can start. And maybe I stop drawing at 10 or maybe 12 p.m. because it means it's a lot of work doing, and also I have to do live stuff. Just have to do some earning, eat, and trying to live a normal life and be part of some also también in the drawing. So let's say I draw like 10 to 12 hours per day. That is just something like that. So when we have this, just like, okay, I'm just going to keep, I like this idea. The idea of David looking up and saying, we need help. So what is this next step? How that is going to work? Well, now that I have this idea, I'm just going to take this drawing and just going to put it right here, just like a reference, just trying to see. And then I'm going to start just like doing another quick sketch. We're trying to be more complete, trying to add like some shadows on it, trying to add some more quality of line. So this is something we're going to do, and we're going to start. This is also the same ball pen, but if you see, if I just don't push it that much, I can have like a really light and I start the drawing is just like if I am going to do a head and start drawing a circle. And then here I can add all the details that I was missing in the last part. I start to build and try to construct the drawing. I always think that drawing is more like construction over all the stuff because you have to. Okay, what is the question?
Me.
What? Oh, what do you learn all this, Ivan? Well, I just have the opportunity and the blessing to study in Argentina. I study comic design. That was my university degree in the University of Palermo. If someone from there is just watching, I say hi to all of them. I remember that day with happiness in my face. And also, I learned this in a lot of places. Just YouTube, I think, is one of the greatest places when I can learn stuff right now. You can learn to watching another artist drawing. I think something is, if you draw, we love see other people draw. It's just something that it's come with the chip. And you can learn a lot from them. You start to seeing how that process works. You start to seeing how the people is just solve some of the stuff that you think like, oh, this is sound difficult, but maybe he's just not making it difficult, and he's just solving that in the easiest way, and you never think about it, and that is going to help you to solve it the next time easily. The other stuff you can do is read a lot, and the best thing is just draw a lot. If you want to learn to draw, you need to draw more, because the only way you're gonna get better drawing is drawing. So I'm just building and just doing this in a very soft line that I'm going to start to hard right now, because I'm going to start to add in some quality of line. And this is just prettier, something that you can, we're going to have like a full comic class how to do a comic page, how to use our panel, how to work in narrative, how panels works, how to pass from the script to comic, but that is only for the people who's going to back us in our Indiegogo. In the one perk I think is $105. If you help us, you're going to be part of that class for that Indiegogo, and we're going to have like a full morning of that class talking about how to make comics and how to use better narrative in that time. I don't know if it's, maybe Brandon or Ernesto can assure right down in the chat what is the perk. I can't remember exactly which one is. But that is part of that. This is just a glimpse of something that you can experiment completely in. You see, if you see this, I need to change the face direction, and I can just make a lot of mistake here and just draw in front of the other draw, because this is not the final piece. This is just something that is going to help me to get to the final page and the final piece. And I can make mistake here. I sound like Bob Ross sometimes. It's just, we can have a happy mistake here. But if you're interested in Indiegogo and you say, oh, 105 is too much for me, well, we have like $5 perks.
What, Ross?
We have like $10, and if you back it out for $10, you can have the 2 issues of our comic right now, issue 0 and issue 1, plus another digital purchase that is going to be really amazing. So the idea of that, if you help us with more, we're trying to give you more for what you're trying to help us. But if you're saying like, okay, 105 is too much, oh, we have an option for you too, from $5, $10, $25, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. Original stuff like a sketchbook, like stuff that you can help us. So thank you for everything. If you have any question or comment, I can learn better jokes, I promise. It's gonna be a long road, but do you want more for this? Do you love, like, would you love to Mercy Way just do more drawing live stream? Let us know. We're just testing. What are the hardest things to draw? There's a question over there. Okay, I think hands and feet are really hard because they're so expressive you can express too much with hands, and if you do stoic hands or not that expressive hand, you can lose some expression. Also, one thing I think is important, and maybe not that hard, but it takes a lot of time, is the background. You can actually do a great job, but doing a great background also helps to put your great drawing in a great context. So I think that is two parts. And maybe one other question that people ask is, what is the hardest process? For me, it's inking. I love inking drawings, but means also that I have to be really careful to not mess up, to not just spill my ink over my draw. It happens too many times that I wish it already happened. Other stuff is trying to find the right amount of ink that I need in one page. Maybe it looks good in your sketch or your pencil form, but if you put it in ink, it maybe doesn't look that good. So find that balance and understand what is the difference between ink and between pencil. That is something you're going to learn in the process. But for me, that is the part that I need to work every time that I'm inking a page, is trying to understand how to work in the different media, because pencil is one thing and inking is something really different. When you get it, it became a second nature too. Right here you're posting like, and what I was talking before is just how the ink is going to work. Well, here you're going to, in this sketch, especially in this sketch form, you're going to understand when the heavy line needs to be done. It's just like, it's going to be an outside line that is going to emphasize my drawing, or here I need just a black stuff. And you can solve a lot of stuff here in this sketch. So you don't have to go and solve all this stuff in the final drawing. You have to actually solve it right here and just go with a lot of stuff already solved in the final piece. David has like a bag hanging on the cross of the chest. Here's where they keep the stones. And also he wears the slingshot over here, and the wind can just blow in that stuff. I actually do all this just like, I don't know, it's pieces of something flying, and that actually gonna help like putting the wind. The wind is going for that direction, and add some dynamism. You make it everything more dynamic. That is the word I'm looking for. And maybe we can. Okay. Well, we already have 30 minutes, and in 30 minutes we already have decided what our piece is going to be. I can spend more time in this drawing, but it's not the entire idea. We start sketching from this, trying to find the right position, trying to find what we are looking for, and then we transition to this. And now we understand, okay, what kind of piece do I need to work? And I know where the nose is, I know what the perspective is going to be. If you see, I put the camera super up. And then I know what I'm going to do and what I'm going to draw. And if you see, we took like 30 minutes to decide what I'm going to draw, because maybe I'm going to take the entire day drawing this piece. So not making these choices is going to make you made all the mistakes in the final draw. So what we are going to do this night is we're going to translate this sketch into the final format. We're going to put this over here, and we're going to ink it as quick we are doing. So one of the things I'm going to ask you, please don't miss the stream tonight, because we're going to step from this to this, and we're going to remember all that we are being talking. And if we had a chance, go ahead and find out.
Nitro is saying hi.
Hey Nitro, how you been? We were talking with Nitro about inking, and that is a common question. So we're going to answer a lot of inking questions tonight about how to ink, about how we're going to resolve some of the inking. But right now, if you see, in 30 minutes, you have one piece to draw, and you have all the decision made, and you can start the process to drawing. So thank you for staying with us. 30 minutes is going to be tonight at 7 p.m. for this channel. Please don't miss out. And if you know someone who is interested in learning more from inking, just share this stream and be here at 7 p.m. Thank you all for being here. This has been Mercy Way Studios, and I'm Ivan Anaya, and thank you for everything. See you tonight, everyone.